little bit into the details. We want to welcome Texas Raj back. He joined us back after 2 months off. That's good to see. My headphones are super loud. All right, so what I did here, and this is more of an art, remember, rather than science. So what I was looking at earlier is how are we doing year to date, right? And there's two ways you could do it. You could do it with the FVP if you're not familiar under trading. If you go here and you look at fixed range volume profile, you're just basically going to select 2 points, right? You're going to select a point from, I say January 1st, if you can here, all the way to the right, and then you will have value area highs coming up, right? So what I have for that is sitting right here at 54.86. So I think, Tom, you were right when you gave that level. I remember seeing it. I just was not very looking for accuracy. I was just looking for the concept. So I guess that made sense. So I think this is what you had, if I recall. It was right here. That's our year-to-date value area high. And then below this, you have the year-to-date POC. And just pay attention because I will ask you questions on this, guys. I wish these lines would become magnets somehow. Does anyone know how to extend these lines, like to?
Yeah, there should be an option extend to the right.
See. Yeah. For some reason, I'm never able to get it on FVP to extend. Okay. So when you look at this profile, what we were trying to figure out, are we above value or below value right now trading for the year to date?
Above.
Above. So usually when you go above the value, which is right here, what are you looking to see? Is the behavior expected to be sold here, or is the behavior to buy here? What is expected behavior?
To be
Buy.
sold there.
You guys want to buy above the value?
So.
Or sorry,
No.
sell.
No.
We don't want to buy above the value. So when I think it was the 29th, I think it was what, Thursday or Friday? I don't know what day. What was?
Yeah, Thursday.
Thursday, right? So
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Thursday, we were able to get some SPY puts here. When I looked at the profiles on higher time frames, there were some signs that were telling me, you know, this is a good place to sell. What are those signs?
Well,
What
it's
are the
the,
signs that were giving you a
We
heads up?
We peaked above value area high and lost it.
Okay.
auction's
Overlapping
slowing down at the
PLCs.
top.
Okay. Anyone else?
What about the volume?
I mean, volume was, we know it was pretty bad. The only time volume was really picking up when we covered this, when we were kind of selling right below, I think it was 56.38 sometimes in July. That's when volume started picking up, of course, and ever since, we can't say the same on the buying volume, right? But look at this. We talked about this, right? Do you guys remember the 56.43, the July POC, like this level here, 56.45? That was our big spot on ES. You guys recall this? If you go back on Shorty's corner, I'm pretty sure you guys will find this level. But do you guys understand why that was big?
Is it that like double node, double distribution?
Well, when you think about it, right, they consolidated here for some time, right? I think they went above. See how they went here? They consolidated here for some time. So this was the consolidation. So if you want to, you know, when you want to find the zones of discounts and premiums, right, and in the stock market, what is the percentage on fibs that they use to find that? Well, 50% discount is the base, right? I would say they go for the 50%. So let's say we grab the 50% here, you grab the 50% here, and we change this to the 50%. Where did we reject?
50%.
We rejected at the 50% of this consolidation. Could I have drawn this consolidation differently? I probably could have grabbed it here. I just grabbed the extreme because that would have been a peak below, and it didn't look like he was peaking below. So you can grab it any way you want. I didn't have this back then, but I was aware approximately where that zone is because I use this little box when I look at boxes 50%, and you guys will see how that works. Let me see how you extend this sucker. And you guys see the, I don't know if you can tell the middle line right here. There's a little middle line now there. Let me delete this. So that tells me the 50% of any ranges, and I use this little box to calculate that. When you go into a value that was previously rejected, right? And it was rejected based off of this, right? That means we went below, we came back for a little retest, and then you expanded lower level, right? You broke the lows here, you put in lower lows, you have lower highs. So you started a bearish trend. Then you're coming inside of this value where you sold off from aggressively. This sell-off here did what to the structure of the market? So here you have higher highs.
Broke it.
Right? And you have higher lows. Higher lows. And if this is a higher low, and let's say this is the highest high, why was this very important? Well, this was important, right? Because this really cleared the levels here, the lows and the highs. Then you have this level here, which was higher high. And then you have here, you guys remember when we talked about, like, I don't know if you need a naked class again, refresher for a lot of people. But remember we talked about that there's a major trend, and then you have minor trends inside the major trend, and then minor again, and it can go like this, right? And in between of these, right, if you go on any, like, let's say 4-hour time frame, you guys can have, for instance, this is higher low, this is also a higher low, right? And this is higher high, and then you can say that this is lower high, and then this would have been what? A lower low. Then clearly, I mean, this here changed the character of the stock market. So this was the breaking point, and guess where we're coming back to it, which happens to be
Year-to-date value area high.
why is that important? What do you know about breakouts of acceptance and failure? Why is this level important?
So we fail here. We would go back to the POC, high odds of going to the value area low.
That is correct. Does everybody understand this? You would play out the zone in today's year-to-date value, you would probably touch the extreme. A lot of people would be looking to buy here, I would say, right? They would be looking to buy in this area, but there's a high chance that we would actually put in a lower low here, right? And continue the trend down. I'm not saying that's for sure, but if you have a lower high now, a clear swing high that's lower high here, and now you have a lower low. So hold on, you have a lower high and a lower low. What does that mean?
We should put in a lower low.
Downtrend.
It's a downtrend. You guys remember what is the definition of a downtrend?
Lower highs, lower lows.
What about, what is this?
Bracketed market.
What are these? The last two.
Consolidation.
Yeah, it's in, there's no decisions. This is just you're consolidating. Kind of what you're doing here. So here you started with lower highs, right? You have a higher high. You have a lower high. Now you have a lower low. If this was our higher low, this is now a lower low. So you have a lower high plus lower low. You have what? It's a downtrend. If this low was up here, let's say this candle was here low, what would you have then? If this stopped right here, this stopped right here. Right here. What is that? What is it then?
Be a lower high.
No, it would be a higher low.
Higher low.
Higher low. Yeah.
It would be a higher low, which would mean what? If I had a higher
Consolidation.
low here and a higher low here and a lower
Uptrend.
high here, be careful. I just
No,
explained it.
I
brackets.
think you just be
Brackets,
indecision.
It means it's indecision, and some
Yeah.
people that are trend, this would be called what?
Channel wedge.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. I don't know, a triangle. So if you think about this, then that means we're consolidating. We're not sure of the direction. The confidence is not there or here. It's in the middle. And a lot of people get trapped in these situations where it does this, and then, the mother of all fails, or if it goes here and then they do this, you can play the opposite. Not necessarily don't play the trend lines, but I know they do, right? So does it make sense, at least so far, what I covered year to date? And on profiles, just so you guys know, when you have a value area, and this is in your PowerPoint, when you're inside the value, right? When you're inside the value and you go away from it, when you're coming back, what is expected here?
Bounce.
Bounce.
What type of buyers?
Other time frame.
Active.
We want responsive people here. We
Lots
want
of
limit.
bounce.
So on your footprints, where are you looking? What side are you looking? Left side or right side? Careful how you answer this. Do not just throw it out.
Looking at
The
both.
right side.
I'll say the left side for the limit responsive buyers.
Exactly.
big
You want
boys.
the passive buyers to be here. We want the ask as the footprints come in. We want to see that bump, and you want to see the delta jump in red. And ideally, you get, like, let's say 2 30-minute bars. Like, let's say this one is incomplete auction, and you get the next one complete. You pop over this level with aggressive buying on what side? Left or right?
Yes.
The ask. You want to see the
The
buyers
ask.
step in. Once they step in, it's our sign to go long. Are you guys following so far?
Yeah.
I'm combining two concepts. This would mean what in terms of price and acceptance?
Rejecting lower prices.
Boom,
Well, it's
beautiful.
rejecting here the value lower and wants to go higher.
You guys are saying the same thing. We are rejecting lower prices. We don't want to go here. High odds. You're gonna at least challenge the previous swing high, which would be in our case, like, I think it's 57.17 if I'm not mistaken, or 21, 57.21 all-time highs. I know 09, 57.09 is the July value area high, so it's in my head for some reason. So if we are to fall inside, and let's say we try and we go up and then we crack this low here, what do you do then? What are you targeting? Here's your profile. Profile of the box. It looks weird, but yeah, this should be your POC. So your first target, if you got in short here, is your POC, right?
POC is the first target.
Ultimately,
Value area low is the second
you're
target.
targeting this right here. And let's say this is our year to date, right? Value area high, right? We're targeting this spot right here. You're targeting the bottom. But can you target that with weekly SPY options?
Probably not.
No, more time.
Well, I mean, think about it logically. This is where common sense goes. It took us 9 months to get there, and you're expecting it to fall within 2 weeks. Right? It's not going to happen, right? So when you're trading options with the, values, the longer time frame participant you are, your selective choices, if you're playing options, need to really time it properly. Because in options, if you don't time it, doesn't even matter if your direction is right, because you know what happens on your expiry date if you're out of the money.
Yeah, you get fucked.
There you go. That's one way to put it. But your value goes to zero, right? And most people that are options trader, they don't know how to close on time because they learn something about theta, and then theta teaches them a lesson once or twice, then they're like, man, I'm good at gambling. So they go into earnings and they buy options. And let's say market makers don't move it up or down, and they told them the volatility, and they learn about volatility crush. And all of those become lessons. But if you don't learn from them and change your behavior or how you're trading, then you're just going to continue doing what?
Getting destroyed.
No, just sending
Failing.
us people that are profitable money, because we love people like that. We love them because why?
Zero sum game.
Liquidity.
They fund my payouts.
They fund your payouts. They are our liquidity. We like to see people fail, but we also want to see people succeed. And for you guys that are learning this, you really have to question yourself. Like, are you learning from your past mistakes? Because some of you guys that joined, I can't change your behavior in a day. Some people take years to learning this technical side of trading is not that difficult. I can teach you the levels and how to play this, but where your problem is going to be is the ego. And if you had losses before, you want to recover them fast, then what you're going to do is you're going to dig that grave much deeper, because you're focusing on money rather than process. And that's going to hurt. And what you're going to say, oh, Shorty sucks, this sucks, I need something else. Then you go to Discord that calls out plays, and you follow 3, you make 10K, then you take the 4th one and you put in all in on 10K, and then he says, oh man, that didn't work out, it went to 0. And guess what? You don't like it because that guy's a gambler. And you fall into the cycle of repeating your mistakes without really slowing down. Size down, completely size down. I trade futures. I also trade options. I used to trade SPX before they had them daily. 0 DTs. I used to trade it heavily. I don't like what they can do with SPX and volatility. I stopped. I don't like when volatility is sold when I'm not the seller. And if you don't have the upper hand, because what is the one thing that market makers control in option market? You guys know?
Is it when?
What is
The
one
vol,
thing?
the implied vol.
Say it again.
The implied vol.
Yeah, implied volatility is the only thing that they control. So now you think about the logic. Hey, I can sell them puts at the top. All we need is a war news. What can they do with the volatility?
Pump it up.
Pump it up, and then you buy the puts at the top, and then they're like, the war is canceled. What happens to volatility?
Crash.
What happens to your puts?
0.
They crash along with the volatility because it's part of the formula, right? Does anyone know what Black-Scholes formula is?
Yeah.
You do?
No.
Yep.
I don't.
Okay, that's good. It's an educational one. Maybe I should give you guys some options so you guys can calculate it. But enough of that. So back to the value. Does it make sense how values are accepted, rejected, and why I brought up the year to date? Long story, but to the point I'm trying to make.
Makes sense, yeah.
So now, when you think about it, back to the point about value, we went above the value. When you're above the value, expected behavior is to sell. Remember, we use the iPhone example. iPhone 16 is coming out, I think, in 17 days. If Apple comes out and it says, hey, we're going to sell them for 400 at cost. And who, like if you're having, let's say 12, 13, 14 iPhone, which one of you would not upgrade to 16?
I get Ebola.
I would say majority of people would find that as a steep discount, considering I think they're $1,200, $1,300 an iPhone now, right? So the perceived value of that is going to be really cheap. So do you think Apple is going to have all the inventory at $400 right here? With Apple, when you think about value, is Apple going to release all of is there price gonna stay at 400 for a very long time, and their inventory levels stay full?
No.
No.
There's no way. This is
No way.
capitalism. This is not like some communistic party, right? I'm just saying, like, it doesn't make sense. If you think about it, hey, I'm selling iPhones at cost, and we're just gonna pay our people peanuts that work here, and we'll sell it at 400. No, what's gonna happen is that people are gonna start, buying like crazy, and Apple's gonna use, maximizing profits formula, which says what? How can Apple maximize profits? They've been doing it to you guys. If you're an iPhone fanatic and buy every one of them, iPhone 4 started at 400. New
They raised
iPhone 5 that was half an inch bigger was 700. Then they increased another half an inch, and that half an inch cost you 900,000. And I don't know where they're at now. I think it's more than 1,000. I would think somewhere here, right?
You start testing higher and higher and see what.
But what do you think they're testing on the other side? Price is great. They're testing if the price is accepted, and if
Yeah.
you guys went to the school, if what?
Supply and demand.
Supply and demand. If they're finding equilibrium, and then if they're finding acceptance of this price, the only way they would know is the quantity sold. If their profits kept going up as they have, and revenue is going up, climbing up, what is that telling you about the price?
It's being accepted.
Being accepted. So Apple is actually. Do you got stupid question? Do you know how much cash goes through Apple's yearly, like through their hands?
I'm guessing trillions.
Billions.
$230 billion a year. Let me tell you how good they are at this game. Do you know how big their finance department is? How many people they have?
Probably not more than 50.
$233 billion company. What do you guys think? Take
I
a
have a
wild
big
guess.
team.
And it's like 200 people.
If you worked in finance, a random company, let's say Clorox, probably has about 350 people in finance. And nobody's close from you guys on how many Apple's got. Not even close. 7, including the CFO.
7?
Yeah.
So that tells you two things. They're really well oiled, and that means that their product life cycle and their product monetization is really good. They only have 7 people, guys, managing $233 billion company.
Yeah, that's not really true, Shorty.
It is.
Yeah, I have a good friend. Well, whatever, it doesn't matter.
No. Check with their CFO who runs their finances. How many people run their finances?
Yeah, he has 7. Luca has 7 direct reports. Those guys have like 300 under them.
Yes, no, I agree to that, but those people are more a filler and they're not in US.
Yeah.
But let's say that it's 50 on 233 billion people.
Oh, it's crazy. It's super efficient, for sure.
The efficiency that they run, the financials, and how they test it is amazing. When I say test it, how they test the market is amazing. They went up quantity, the main estate. They the same. I'm an iPhone user. I love iPhone. They haven't released something that was not given to Samsung users a year before. It's just that their marketing does a great job, and then they accepted the prices. So Apple was looking to sell as much as they can once the price reaches 1,200. They throw marketing, they throw features that you guys love, and they try to sell as much as they can at these prices. Once the demand slows down, as you're seeing now, I don't know if you guys like ever see those get T-Mobile offers. I'm getting offers of iPhone 15, I think, I don't know the name, maybe Pro or not Pro, for free to add a line on T-Mobile. I haven't seen that in a very long time. Like they're actually giving all their inventory for free. They're subsidizing somehow, right, with the carriers, but they're offering that discount. And that's a good sign that what's happening here in the price.
They rejected.
They're rejected. That means that their volumes for buying are lower. On their last report, they had problems in China, right? So if you have problems in a very big market and that one is not accepting prices, you might be in some trouble, right? So you're gonna seek to go lower till you find what? This piece here. What is this? What is this piece here on your supply and demand?
Equilibrium.
The fair value.
POC.
Your equilibrium, which is your POC. So once they come to POC on, year-to-date POC like this one here, you'll get a balance, but now the structure changed. You have a lower high. I wouldn't be shocked if they come and grab the liquidity, but once they grab the liquidity here, wouldn't it make sense to kind of go here and actually fill up your inventories again? Does this become a magnet then? The limit orders are sitting and you have a couple of values here that are stuck. So these 4,800 levels line up pretty good. And when you think about it, that's actually a decent discount, right? You're talking about, 4,800 from here to here. Some people might find that a pretty good discount, 16%, right? Would you guys agree? A long-term buyer might consider that, gold. So make sure you have that level. Does everybody know how to draw it?
RP.
Okay, I'll take that as a yes. You guys do know. If you need help, let me know. I don't mind helping you, but for some reason my level changed here for a moment. I think it was 486. Yeah, we'll check. Okay, so then looking into kind of what happened today, right? Hopefully you guys saw my notes and read them. I think it played out probably perfectly today, right? We had the spike. Is anyone confused what the spike is? If you are, you'll find out Sunday. So we had a spike, and what we needed to do on the spike today is what?
Trade below the spike end.
Yeah, we needed to go above the spike, right? And where did we open today?
Below.
Yeah, you open below. So what does that tell you about Friday's spike?
Rejected.
Wasn't accepted.
Yeah, that means that we are most likely proceed with lower lows. And then I wrote today in the chat that if anyone paid attention, what did I say about the 8-period low here?
If it broke,
You said if we
short it.
broke it. Yeah.
Okay, but why would I say that? What, like, was that just a crazy good guess? Anyone? Why is that? Why was 8-period low break really good? Somebody's gotta take a wild guess. Come on.
It's the peak above and fail below the 1 sig.
Okay, that's one. Yeah.
Didn't it break previous week value area low?
The PDL. Broke
Just
the
focus,
PDL.
let's focus on the piece of information that I gave you at the beginning of the conversation. You guys are looking for more stuff and more.
Rejecting prices higher.
Well, yeah, you rejected the price higher. You fall within the first sig again. You're below what?
Spike.
We're below the spike, below the first sig, below the 10-day CPOC. And here comes an individual thinking that we're gonna crack all these levels at RTH when they rejected it with a gap down at open. Pretty crazy, right? So when you think about it, once the 30-minute orbs were out, I said if you crack the orb low, this becomes a clear trend date that they're gonna target. My first level was this 5573, right? So if you guys look, we came here, perfect tap, and then we bounced. I think it was almost maybe 10 points or something like that, maybe more. I guess more. 18 points bounce from there. And then what happens?
Other time frame buyers stepped in.
Well, then they sold it off. Like, so basically they spent some time. If you go split this into blocks, this is going to be your clear picture of what's happening. So you have A and
Downtrend.
B period cracked. Then you have the value that was being somewhat built here all the way to this period. And what did they do? The G period went here. Something happened in H period that I told you works so good.
Outside.
You cannot ignore the setup. It's one of my favorite setups. You have an outside period here, and then you have a directional move. And where was your short?
The break of the H.
The break of the H.
Below G.
So let's say you took below the H. Where would you put the stop loss?
50% of H period.
You could do
I guess
that.
Footprints could maybe give you another stop loss.
Okay. Or you could take 50% of this range, put that and put it right above it. I would have done H period because it was an outside period. If you change your mind here, then I don't have much to fight with you on that, right? If they recover this in I period and went above, let's say the POC or whatever that was here, you have to think logically. You went lower and you didn't like it. You didn't close it. That means you found other time frame participants that are willing to change the sentiment of the auction. Therefore, you don't have much room to deal with. You want to keep that stop loss pretty tight here on the outside period. And then what would you have targeted?
The second sig.
Or July value area low, which was the only level that I mentioned below and Shorty's corner. I didn't have any levels in between. Did you guys have levels in between? I think it was like 47-ish. 48, there was a small level, but it wasn't meaningful for a higher time frame picture. I only had 56.73 and 55.27. And that would have been the level right here.
52 is like a super old set of single prints.
Yeah, that's what I had. I think it was there, maybe.
Yeah,
So
me
which
too.
one of you would not take this trade?
I wouldn't. I mean, I would not. Like I would, but I'm just not in real time in the moment. If you're not saying anything, it's just me. I definitely need to get there to where I'd like to see it in real time and trust it.
Well, does it make sense? The
Yes,
setup?
it does. It does. 100%.
Okay. Because how you gain confidence here that what you should do here, if you're learning, should you go 10 ES short?
No.
No, you want to
Not
go
even
like
one.
you could split one MES with between Cuban and Tom and be like, hey man, let's do half and half of one MES. You guys share Venmo and you share your losses that way. Right? It's not about making money till you gain the confidence. But let's say you do this setup 5 times and you win 3, lose 2. Are you profitable?
Yes.
Yes.
How so? I mean, are you profitable heavy or what?
Not much.
No, but you're still profitable.
No. Yeah, I
Got 2
mean,
math classes?
You're very profitable.
very
You're
profitable.
very profitable. What are you
Oh
talking
yeah,
about?
yeah.
The hell?
Yeah, you're right.
A 3-to-1 trade that hits 3 times is what?
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
9x
Yeah.
right there.
9-3. And you hit 2 losses. You're
Yeah,
very
your
profitable. You
3
doubled your
wins cover your losses by far. Yeah.
So these trades work, and these are the trades you want to look for. This was a really good trade. When I said, the 73 hit, is there a high chance that that trade would work versus this trade? No. Is there expected bounce at this level of 73? Yeah, it was a 10-day low. The mafia from Twitter is going to come in and start buying at the low of 10 days. And of course, they let them because then they're able to sell it a little bit higher, right? And then they continued lower and then on a downtrend. Okay. But they left another piece of information you guys should be paying attention for tomorrow.
Spike down.
There it goes. Yeah, we got the spike down. So this is the prep, the section where we prepare for tomorrow. So where's the base?
L period. Low.
L period what?
Low.
end.
Okay.
Base.
Yeah, there it goes. Look at that. So this would be our L period. And for everyone that's new, you'll learn about this. But L period is your 3 to 330. That is the last period. 330 to 4 is your last period, M here. And M can be verified by another period, right? Whether we're making lower highs or higher lows or whatever we are doing outside bar. Until when?
The next day.
Till next day, right? And that's why the spike is important, because tomorrow we get to find out what?
Accepted or
If it's
rejected.
accepted or-
Is it accepted or rejected? And wow, that's a long M. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask
Big.
that.
Wow.
Does it when it's that long? How do you play it?
Same way.
Same
So
way.
Gator, think about it. If they open above this, what does it tell you about this then tomorrow? Think logically though. What does it tell you about this?
Got
They're
rejected.
not interested in lower prices.
But it was other
Big
time frame
rejection.
participants that came in.
Yep.
This can eventually become, even though it's spiked, then it turns into a tail if we auction higher. That
Mhm.
means that it was true other time frame participants. That's what we would get confirmed. What is today? What day is today?
Tuesday.
Monday.
Tuesday.
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 Wow.
Why? Okay. Let's say today's Tuesday. I don't know if it's Tuesday. If it's Tuesday today, tomorrow we will find out if this was a tail or not. If this was a tail, then we're gonna probably extend this bracket more. And when I say bracket, I'm actually talking about the bigger bracket that we're in. Right? A lot of people are focused on, on a 10-day, but are we not in a bracket for a longer period?
Yep.
I mean, this is a longer bracket, right? This is a much longer bracket than the mini we had. And in a bracketed markets, you can have a trend day within a bracket. Is it illegal to have another bracket within the bracket?
No, especially on a higher time frame.
No, especially on higher time frames. That means there's a lot of, I would say, non-decisive participants in the market. So that's okay. So back to the spike base. So tomorrow we would find out if this is our spike base here, right? And this is our spike end. If they open below, let's 55.44, what does that tell us? If we open in between here,
We go lower.
It validates the sellers.
In
Semi-bearish.
between.
it doesn't invalidate sellers. So it's a semi-bearish.
No, I said it validates.
It wouldn't invalidate the sellers.
No,
Maybe
validates.
Oh, validates. I'm sorry. I thought you said invalidates. I was like,
No,
okay,
no.
I agree with that. Sorry. So that would mean, yeah, the sellers are still there, but they're not as confident as if they opened. Let's say we open here and then we crack right in the beginning. Which one has more confidence on selling? The guy that opened here or the guy that opens at the low of that spike and then continues during RTH? Where's the confidence?
Low.
The second one.
The second one has much higher confidence and most likely is going to cause another trend day down. Okay. And if we open above 45, then I would say there's a probably high chance we're going to hit 55.73 the same day. Well, another way I can find the level we could hit is if I just grab POC here, where's the highest volume node?
77.
77, yeah. So high chance 73 to 77 we revisit it. And if they crack above that, I wouldn't, I just would look to close it because this can go all the way 55.97. And then of course, the gap and all that gets interesting. So tomorrow is
So
actually,
Shorty,
so you guys should be done within 10 minutes.
ETH, they already went down to 55.07, past the whole.
Right? No, that's okay. I don't care what they do here. Okay, they're coming back. They're
It just
coming
depends
back.
where we
So
open.
where's this? Oh, the spike end. Where is that? Is that?
At the lowest
Oh,
end
okay, I see it.
point.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So now they're gonna probably auction back to about 27 or so. And you would expect to see what here? If this was our value, what would you expect to see here?
Responsive sellers.
You want to see responsive sellers here. Right. Is there a chance that they can play this tonight and push inside here? Probably.
Yeah.
I don't like pajama people, but they like to pay more than they need to. Okay. So does that make sense to most? What do you guys understand the plan? Are you confused how to play it? We have 3 set of single prints. I didn't even see it on TPM.
Yes, we have single prints. What's the plan for tomorrow?
You tell
Recap,
me.
please. Oh no.
Recap it for us.
Oh no.
I did my recap. Now it's your turn. Go ahead. You can do it. You can do it.
Well, I guess we're gonna see if we break back up over the spike base.
That would be bullish. That would be, you're looking for long opportunities to 73.
When we open, and then I guess expect them to hit those single prints up above until the.
So there's some single prints here, right?
Mhm.
Right there. That's 94-ish all the way to about maybe 9603. And yep. Yeah, I just saw that. And then we have some single prints right here. That's the ones you're talking about. So if you go above this level, 55, 60, 64 seems to be the first level. This is where the value area was split. If this was their value, they said, okay, we're starting the trend down to new value. We haven't really found value here yet, unless we open up tomorrow and we trade here, and then we crack this area. That would be, if you crack, let's say 64, high chance you're gonna go to 94 single prints, because that's the top of that value. Single prints, this magnetism here would be pretty quick here. And if you do that, I'll be interested in longs above 64.25 to drive it to 94, which would be 30 points. I would just grab one MES, 30 points. Is that good enough?
Yeah.
34 points.
More than good enough.
$1,700, yeah. Okay. So that would be very bullish. And if they open here, that's good. That's good for bulls. Then they're targeting this level here, above that, this level. Is there a rejection at this 73 low? Of course. You don't want to be adding to position here. Okay. And then if we open, let's say below this spike, we're looking for potential rejections lower. And the closer you are to the spike end, is that more bearish or more bullish?
Bearish.
Yeah, more bearish. That would mean the confidence of bears is there. They're pushing it down. So that would be really bearish if we're there. And then if we have any sort of gap down tomorrow below this level, that would be ideal, right? And my projection at the close today was that we were going to go to 55.27 and then we get a gap down tomorrow. So I kind of hope that we do that tomorrow. Some of us are in the SPY puts, that's why. Okay. Any other questions on ES? All right. Well, I'll trade live in the morning. We'll see you guys bright and early. What's up?
Thanks, Shorty.
Thank you,
Hey,
Shorty.
Shorty. I have a question though, real quick.
Oh, well, right now we only have 7 spots left. So if anyone's interested in joining, you guys are welcome to join. I can share the link, or Rockets can share the link to the people on YouTube. You're welcome to join if it's something you want to pick up and learn. And eventually, if you can make money out of it, like some of us are doing well in the Discord, so new members joining. I know Nesty's finally profitable and growing, so really happy to see people that struggled for a long time finally crack the nut and something clicks, and then you ask them what clicked and they can't explain it. And that's when you're gonna know that something happened and it's just a game now. Once you get to that level, your life changes for better. Ask Nesty. All right, guys. Have a good night. See you guys tomorrow.
Hey, Shorty.
Shorty.
Wait, can anyone hear me? Damn it.
Thank you, Shorty.